lot of issues with the multi-view sketching in the last module. And before you start more about orthographic projection, you do a few more of these, which is the biggest basic to all drawings. The front view, the top view, the side view. And not all parts have all three of those. So I just wanted to go through and do another demo on what I was expecting and explain why you're getting some of the responses and comments from me, and to give you a chance to go back and improve on that. There should be 2 attempts. I'm going to open up a third just in case some of you have already submitted 2 and I don't know which one to go back and delete. So I have a part, it's in 3D or an isometric view, so I can see what would be the basic shape, how is it positioned, how is it sitting to determine my front, my side, and my top view. Since this part has a nice big rounded cylindrical back piece, I'm going to start with this direction. So if you're watching my cursor, this is going to be the direction of my front view, my right side, and of course looking down at it from the top. So using my graph paper, using my editing tool, I can actually go in and do some drawings with lines. So I can come to my graph, activating my line tool, and start sketching out what does the front view look like. So you were using a grid, so you should have been able to say, okay, this thing was, each grid was 1/4 inch. This part's not very big, so we'll just say it is 2.5 inches wide, up to the center line of the arc is 1.5 inches, and then here is my arc to complete my shape. Not perfect, but I wasn't asking you guys for perfect. I was just asking you to get an idea of how to draw front, top, right side. There was a hole in the center of this, so off that same center line, I create my hole, and then there was a bottom ledge. So anytime you have arcs, you should also be drawing center lines. That seems to be the most important piece that everybody's missing on the instructions. These are reference points that you have to indicate on multiviews. This one also had a cutout towards the bottom, so there were 2 edges that looked like this. So by simply looking at that part, I can see this face, I can see the inside face here, this face, the back curve, and the arc. So now I'm going to draw the side view, and it has to be to the side of the front. That's the whole point of the multiview. It's basically kind of an L shape, everything being 1/2 inch in thickness. Now, the cutout face that you can see in the front represents a hidden line. So this face is showing up just a little bit different in the depth. I still have a center line to reference that that's an arc. And I should have hidden lines referencing there's a hole that's going through that arc. So again, looking back at my sketch, I'm seeing the side face is an L. I have a hole that I can't see from the side, but it is going through with a center line. And I have this face that's sitting in. Top view is not going to be that much different. I still have the same depth. Oops, went a little too far there. Still an arc, so I need the center line to be drawn in. I need the hidden lines to show that that hole goes through the part. Then on the front edge, it does have a slight curvature here. Comes back into the cut, over, across, and then curves around. So again, looking back at the isometric, you can see the flat edge of the top, the hole going through. You see the 2 curves on the outer edges, and the cut going through. All hidden lines are drawn, all center lines are drawn. That's what you were expected to do on this drawing. The multi-view principle saying that this is the front view, aligned is the right side view, and then the top is directly above it. Because the dimensional space here is these 2 share width in common, these 2 are sharing height in common. So if I were actually projecting every one of these pieces, I could track it between the 2 views by drawing these projection lines over to those views. Same thing going to the top. Each of these should be projected directly up. So that's what you were supposed to do on that assignment. And the future assignments coming up, you're going to be a little more accurate on your sketching. This was just using the computer software I had for images and being able to sketch on top of those.